Hey, Moral Gamers, welcome back. We're taking a look at Gears of War! No, not quite. This is Scourge Outbreak for PC, Steam. So how's this going to stack up? Keep watching. So, like Gears of War, this is a cover shooter. So you're doing a lot of run, get to the next cover, and then right up against it, and then hope that enemies can't hit you. And then you're going to kind of have to pop up, shoot at them a little bit, and then duck back for cover. Does the same thing Gears of War, same thing as Army of 2, same thing as other games in the cover shooter genre. Nothing new. What's new though is each character gets their own little power, and their power, okay. Their powers don't work very well. You can get a shield, which is nice. You gotta lift someone up, heal them, whatever. And you get this kind of blast thing too, which is hard to aim. But there's not much to their powers that I can actually write home about. They just seem like, hey, we don't want to be Gears of War, we don't want to be Army of 2, so let's just throw this in there and hope everything's fine. It's different, guys. Look, they got powers. Whatever, guys, whatever. So it plays a lot like your typical cover and shooter, so not much I can say there. The story, though, is that there's this alien Scourge thing, and somehow an outbreak of it happens when other soldiers turn rogue and align themselves with revolt factions. And yeah, the story basically just fell by the wayside. They weren't presenting it in a way that really drew you in. I mean, the best presentation they have is at the very beginning, where they're talking to you, and the character I'm playing as, they basically hint at her having some type of psychological issues, and so I'm like, okay, I want to see that play out. But it doesn't. It doesn't. And then you get stuck in these stupid crossfires between the Scourge themselves, and then the spawners are coming, and you're just sitting there and you're like, all right, I want to be done here. I want to be done here, because the game basically puts you in like a horde mode almost at some points, and with the spawner that's always cranking stuff out that stays as far away from you as possible, and yet your team isn't proficient enough so that you can rush it and take it out. So I found this a little disappointing. I mean, I just found it very frugal to actually get anything done when you finally engage the Scourge. But on the other hand, though, I like your team, because unlike other games, it's Colonial Marines. Excuse me, something in my throat there. They actually come and they pick you up. And they actually resurrect you, they cover you, they make sure you're doing okay. Like that. And unlike Army of 2, they don't drag you out into the middle of a firefight just to heal you. They drag you behind cover. EA, learn something from these people. This game may not be great, but learn something about AI from them. So I can't really say much about Scourge Outbreak, because the game it really is generic. It really doesn't do anything that I could say is wonderful. It really is an underrated, no-name, generic shooter that will vastly go overlooked, except from people like me who took a chance on it. So, do I recommend it? And if it runs for $1, which it does at times, and you really are looking for a generic shooter, that you just have to have a generic shooter, then yeah, check it out. But there's plenty of other games out there that do what Scourge does and do it better. And that's why I don't recommend Scourge in any way, shape, or form. It's not shovel of shame worthy. It just is very generic. Morally speaking, profanity, firefights, gore, blood, weapons use, all the usual stuff. Aliens, by the way, nudity. They feed them, some naked chick gets fed to the aliens in the very beginning of it. It's like, oh, great, guys, thanks. So, if you have issues with any of those, you may not want your kids playing it. This has been Scourge Outbreak, and like I said, it's so generic that I can't put much excitement or much recommendation on this title. Hey, though, if you enjoyed this review, remember to like, subscribe, comment, share. We're the Moral Gamer, moralgamer.com. We love hearing from you, and we hope to see you next time.